In its basic form, the asterisk dial plan begins execution for a given call at the specified context, extension, and priority, and continues executing incremental priorities until the call is hung up or there are no more priorities left. However, it's often desirable to redirect calls within the dial plan so they don't follow such a static path. An administrator may want to branch based on users' input, what time of day it is, or any number of other factors. There are several dial plan applications that facilitate such branching. The GoTo application is the simplest of these. It jumps from the current dial plan location to the specified location. You can give it just the priority, the extension and priority, or the context, extension, and priority to jump to. The syntax for GoTo is a little unusual because the parameters are added at the left instead of the right. If there is a single parameter, it's a priority. But if there are two parameters, the first is the extension and the second is the priority. The Asterisk developers decided when GoTo was introduced that it was more important to list the address in descending order of significance than it was to follow the traditional paradigm of adding parameters to the right. If no context or extension are defined, the current values are used. Priorities can be specified as either a number or a label. GoToIf is a more complex but robust version of GoTo. It consists of a condition and one or two address labels. Each address label uses the same syntax as the argument to GoTo, where the priority must be specified and the extension and context may or may not be. A question mark separates the condition from the first label, and a colon separates the first label from the second. Either but not both of the labels may be omitted. When the GoToIf application is executed, the condition in the first parameter is evaluated. If the condition evaluates to true, the channel will be transferred to the address specified by the first label. If the condition evaluates to false, the channel will be transferred to the address specified by the second label. If the label to be followed is not specified, dial plan execution continues normally at the next higher priority in the current context and extension. We'll talk later in much greater detail about dial plan expressions and how to evaluate them. GoToIfTime is a more specific version of GoToIf with modified syntax for condition evaluation. GoToIf uses the standard asterisk expression parser for evaluation, but GoToIfTime has its own syntax that is optimized for specifying time. The format can be seen by running core show application GoToIfTime on the asterisk CLI. One common use of GoToIfTime is to control whether a given IVR or call queue is available to outside callers. It's typical to put several GoToIfTime calls in a row with the most restrictive times first. True evaluation jumps to a special holiday or out-of-office message, while false evaluation continues executing at the next priority. An example dial plan is provided as an attachment for your review. In the next module, we'll look at the set application.